At a time of such incredible uncertainty, how do you position seeing value now, but also preparing for seeing more value in 6 months?
You know, one of the 6 tenets of Oaktree's investment philosophy, which we established when we started in April of '95 and have never changed a word, we're not market timers. And that means mostly 2 things. We never sell to raise cash to prepare for a decline. And we never say it's cheap today, but it'll be cheaper in 6 months, so we'll wait. If it's cheap today, we buy it. If it's cheaper in 6 months more, we buy more.
Hi everyone. Welcome to Clone Compounding, where our mission is to learn from others in order to achieve financial independence.
In today's video, let's look at a short summary of the latest memo from the legendary super investor Howard Marks. Mr. Marks is co-founder and co-chairman of Oaktree Capital. His memos are extremely popular in the investing community, with none other than Warren Buffett stating that he always looks forward to reading these memos. In this memo, Mr. Marks talks about 5 specific memos over the last 20 years in which he made a market call and that turned out to be true. He recalls these memos not for purposes of self-congratulation but rather to lay the groundwork for a discussion of how one can make useful observations regarding the status of the markets. He talks about 7 specific things investors must do if they want to take the temperature of the market and aim to make the right market call. Now there's a lot to grapple with when taking the temperature of the market. In his opinion, it has more to do with clear-eyed observations and assessments of the implications of what you see than with computers, financial data, or calculations. Mr. Marks also highlights what he considers as the cardinal sin in investing at the end of these 7 things. Let's start. Number 7. Pattern recognition. Engage in pattern recognition. Study market history in order to better understand the implications of today's events. Ironically, when viewed over the long term, investor psychology and thus market cycles, which seem flighty and unpredictable, fluctuate in ways that approach dependability. If you are enjoying this video, please smash that like button so others can find this video as well, and make sure to subscribe to receive next videos. Number 6. Excesses and corrections. Understand that cycles stem from what he calls excesses and corrections, and that a strong movement in one direction is more likely to be followed, sooner or later, by a correction in the opposite direction than by a trend that grows to the sky. Number 5. Watch for extreme moments. Watch for moments when most people are so optimistic that they think things can only get better, an expression that usually serves to justify the dangerous view that there's no price too high. Likewise, recognize when people are so depressed that they conclude things can only get worse, as this often means they think a sale at any price is a good sale. When the herd's thinking is either euphoria or apocalyptic, the odds increase that the current price level and direction are unsustainable. Number 4. Contrarianism. Remember that in extreme times, the secret to making money lies in contrarianism, not conformity. When emotional investors take an extreme view of an asset's future and, as a result, take the price to unjustified levels, the easy money is usually made by doing the opposite. This is, however, very different from simply diverging from the consensus all the time. Indeed, most of the time, the consensus is as close to right as most individuals can get. So to be successful at contrarianism, you have to understand a. What the herd is doing, b. Why it's doing it, c. What's wrong with it, and d. What should be done instead and why. Number 3. Understand investor emotions. Bear in mind that much of what happens in economies and markets doesn't result from a mechanical process, but from the to and fro of investors' emotions. Take note of the swings and capitalize whenever possible. Number 2. Resist emotions. Resist your own emotionality. Stand apart from the crowd. It is largely about psychology. Don't join in. Don't give up. Don't get FOMO. Number 1. Watch for illogical actions. Be on the lookout for illogical propositions such as, stocks have fallen so far that no one will be interested in them. When you come across a widely accepted proposition that doesn't make sense or one you find too good to be true, or too bad to be true, take appropriate action. See something. Do something. Bonus insight. Mr. Marks talks about the key dilemma many investors face related to the subject of buying too soon. Which is worse, buying at the top or selling at the bottom? For him, the answer is easy. It's the latter, selling at the bottom. If you buy at what later turns out to have been a market top, you'll suffer a downward fluctuation. But that isn't cause for concern if the long-term thesis remains intact. And, anyway, the next top is usually higher than the last top, meaning you're likely to be ahead eventually. But if you sell at a market bottom, you render that downward fluctuation permanent, and, even more importantly, you get off the escalator of a rising economy and rising markets that has made so many long-term investors rich. This is why he describes selling at the bottom as the cardinal sin in investing.
For now, that's it from us. Hope you enjoyed and learned from this video. Smash that like button and subscribe to receive more videos on memos and write-ups from top investors. Thanks for watching.